Thank you for listening to Steph Infection. I always forget to plug my dates because I'm an idiot. But here we go. I'm going to be in Raleigh, North Carolina. Raleigh. Whatever the fuck it is. Raleigh, North Carolina, April 20th, 22nd, The Improv. Vermont Comedy Club, April 20th, 29th. I'm at the Creek and Cave in Austin, May 19th to 20th. And then Dania Beach, Florida, at The Improv, May 26th, 28th. Come out. Bye. I am pleased as punch. My guest who's spitting candy at me. Hilarious Canadian, now American comedian Ian Bagg.
Oh, it's good to be here.
Oh, God. You are killing with clips. I was saying earlier, you weren't here, but now I can tell you the compliment.
I'm here.
I don't share a lot of people's clips. Oh. You might be the only person's clips I share on my Instagram.
Oh, you're sweet. I had no idea.
I know, there's just, every one you post is so fucking funny. And I will say, you and Rick Ingram at the Comedy Store, who I talk about all the time, are the only two people that I can't follow. I hate to toot my own horn. I usually can follow people pretty well afterwards. I cannot follow you guys. You kill so fucking hard.
You're welcome.
Like you kill so hard with crowd work.
You know how to, and who did I talk about this with? I talked about somebody, with Bert Kreischer. Ralph Harris. Do you know Ralph?
No.
He's a comic. I don't know. He's floating around someplace, but he's a really good comic, and he had a lot of success in the 90s and stuff and like that. And he told me, you have to change the rhythm of the music that's being played after you.
Okay.
So you can do that. You might be still in your own head, but you're changing the rhythm. You just got to figure out how to change the rhythm.
Yes.
Yeah.
I try. Because the thing is, too, like, I do crowd work a lot.
But don't go on the same, jump on that.
No, I don't. You can't. Because crowd work after you or Rick, it's like, well, it's done. You've done it all. You've done it perfectly.
I like jumping on yours afterwards, though.
See, this is what I'm saying. This is why I get so pissed off, because I'm like, why can we watch someone do sex, date, marriage, kids, and then two people do crowd work, and the crowd's like, no, we've done the crowd work, we no more.
We had one.
No,
we've had enough.
There's more.
Yeah, we only have one root beer.
Yeah, I took a tag from you because you went off on my soaking bit, and you said something so funny that I'm like, I'm using that. And you said you're like,
use it. Yeah. Have you heard? I just seen this online the other day. Bunk bedding.
Yeah, would they go underneath and you push the feet? Yeah.
I'm like, at some point, you got to take responsibility for something. Can everybody else put me in?
Yeah, it's so gross. The whole soaking thing. Well, that's probably, I guarantee you, because you said it. Your fucking phone's listening, so now you're having the fucking.
I love to go to hot tubs.
You have these hot tub suppliers coming up. So I gotta tell you, before we get into anything,
okay,
I gotta tell you what happened to me at the Comedy Store the other night.
Somebody got finger banged.
I wish that's what it was. So I go up after Brad Williams, and Rick Ingram wasn't there, so I like swooped in early, got his set time. So I'm on stage, walk up. So you know the OR, how there's that first row of chairs,
right,
and then like the second row right there. So it's like, so there's nobody was sitting in the very front against the stage, but the first row after that.
Right, okay, yeah. Nobody's up on it.
Yeah. So there's a couple at the very end of it, but like right in front of like no one there. So I walk up, guy on his phone, just looking down. I'm like, hello. Excuse me. Hello. Hi. Not even looking up. I go, is this guy fucking crazy? I'm like, hello. So a girl taps him and she goes, hey, she's talking to you. This is him. I go.
He was annoyed by you?
Annoyed by me. Like, it was like annoyed. And I'm like,
I have to post it this time.
I'm like, hey man, super fucking rude. I'm like, what's so important right now? Why are you on your phone? He goes, I'm just texting my dad. He has cancer. I go, if your dad has cancer, you probably shouldn't be texting him right now. Maybe go take it out in the hallway. Seems like a weird time.
Right.
I think also you're lying. You made that up to try to be funny. Stop.
Right.
So
also
started off.
So many weird things there.
Yeah. Also started off bad.
From the phone? Do you think you got it from the phone? Answer.
Maybe if you're bad, put the phone down. So I walk up, and now the crowd is already like, we hate this woman.
Right.
I was the only girl on the show so far. There'd already been like
gross.
10 comics. So the crowd's like, we hate this woman. She's aggressive and she sucks. So I kind of start going, and they're like, I make fun of his jacket. He has a puffy jacket on. I was like, okay, what year is it? Something stupid. Not even that funny. Kind of a chuckle, whatever. I go with my set. I'm 3 minutes in my joke. back on his phone. I go, all right, man. And I'm like, I've been in a bad headspace, like annoyed with men in general. So this just set me off. I was like, hey, man, why are you back on your phone again? And the guy beside him, this older guy, I was like, what do you do for work? He's like, consulting. I go, good time to consult, 10:15 p.m.? That's consulting hour. And the crowd's like kind of getting more on my side now. And the guy just won't get off his phone. He's still looking down his phone. I'm like, that's it, man. I go, you know what? This is so fucking rude. I go, get out. I'm like, go out, take the phone.
No way you
like,
kick somebody out?
Well.
I love it.
No. I'm like, get out. Go take this outside. So the guy he's with taps him. He's like, let's go. Guy's pissed at me. Grabs the chair in the front row. Oh yeah. He goes to throw the chair at me. And I guess he realizes the chair is a lot heavier than he thought. So he grabs like the bottom, like the leg, and goes, I guarantee you he thought he was going to pick it up and whip it at me, but he picked it up and it was so much heavier than he thought.
He fucking
so
pulled
he
his
just
back
kind of
out?
like, he like brought it up and still like chucked it on the stage. But like he fully was like throwing the chair at me. And I'm like, I don't know what happened, but I got this zen over me and I went, did that guy just throw a chair at me? And like, as it was happening, like, of course, all the security runs over. A guy in the front row grabs the guy, takes him out. Like, it was fucking nuts.
Nice.
And then, it was just like, and then everyone at the store was like, someone threw a chair at Tolev. I'm like, okay, wait, well, let's not say throw.
Rumorville.
I mean, he wanted to throw a chair, but it was
Right.
like, and then of course on the way out, I'm like, that's why he's wearing such a big coat because his dick's so small. I'm like, now once he's getting ushered out, I can
Now you're really throwing chairs at him.
Yeah. But it was like fucked. I've never had someone throw something at me on stage before.
Really?
Have you?
Absolutely.
What have you had?
Oh, many things.
No.
Yeah. I have had Christmas time in New York City at the cellar. A lady threw a drink at me.
No, water or the whole thing?
The whole thing, just chucked a drink at me.
Did it hit you?
Yeah, it just splashed me. And like the drink didn't. I was like, ooh. I was like, Merry Christmas to you.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Right? And then in Dallas, this is a good one.
Okay.
This is a good one. I don't know if you ever heard this story.
No.
So I was at that shitty Arlington Improv. Do you know that one?
I just did it.
Just horrific pile of shit. There we go. Go ahead. Don't book me. I don't give a fuck.
I actually had a good time there.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
I think it could fucking burn down, and I'd be the one fucking stopping the fire trucks. So I was on stage there, and there was a guy. There's probably, this is years ago, so there's probably like 35 people in the audience. Guy's on a date with a girl. Hey man, what do you do? I'm a gangbanger. That's what he says. And I say, I know two types of gangbanging. There's the happy-go-lucky type, and then there's somebody gets murdered type. Which is it? And he's like, stands up and he throws a rock glass at me.
Oh my.
And you know how big that room is, right? So he's about three rows back.
So he's whipping this at you.
Yeah, like it's getting some velocity behind it.
Oh my God.
But I'm able to step aside and it hits the brick wall behind me.
Yeah. Shatter?
No, it didn't. And I just heard women go, "Tss," like that, right? Like girls going, oh, you pussy, right? And I say, oh man, and he was buff. He's buff as shit. And I said, less shoulders, more squats, right?
I love how fucking quick you are. Well, there's a guy whipping a glass at you. Hey.
Well, he stood up, and I thought, oh, fuck, this is I'm gonna die. This guy's
my
gonna beat the
God.
shit out of me. And he ran out of the room. And then I thought, it's Texas. He's gone to get a gun.
Yeah.
And I'm like, follow that guy, make sure. And he drove away in his car. And I said, what kind of car did he drive away? And they said, a purple Porsche. And I said, he couldn't even get the color he wanted. Right? The girl he was on a date with was there and did not leave.
Stayed
the whole time. Enjoyed the show. And
laughed after, like,
laughed
that's...
after. She was like, she was confused. She said, it was our first date. I've never seen it. And I was like, how are you gonna get home? Oh, she just got home. So.
Oh my God. I thought you were gonna say something like Northern Canada, like you were in like fucking Edmonton or Regina or some shit. Because Regina, you're like, there is a story. I'm like, there definitely is a story.
I've had things thrown. I remember in Prince George, I was doing a joke and some guys were playing pool still, and I told them to turn off the pool table, and a native fella yelled out, "He's broken the peace." And I'm like, oh shit. I just turned off the pool table and there's a peace treaty about it. So
oh my God.
I've had a couple incidents.
Because I was like, you were not alarmed by me saying the man threw a chair at me. You're just like,
I'm actually shocked that it's taken that long. Like, honestly,
me too. And
not because of your style, because every comic has had something thrown at them.
Yeah.
We've all. It's in like when they started showing videos lately. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah.
Like, shut up. This is new. Comics are getting things thrown. I'm like, no, things weren't being taped every fucking second before,
exactly
right?
Yeah.
Now everything's being taped, and before it wasn't being taped, and shit was getting, like, Gaffigan's been in fights. Steve Byrne had his jaw broken. Guys,
shit.
like, people have been in fights for years. It's nothing new.
No, I remember like when I first started hearing about like bar stories of people throwing
what's new
pint
is
glasses.
throwing a chair at a girl, and I've seen another video of a girl having a beer thrown at her.
Yes.
Like, that's new.
That's new. I will say too, the girl that had the beer thrown at her, like she did some political stuff.
But
no,
still.
I'm not here saying. I'm like, but like
You're saying it's okay.
I'm saying keep doing it. No, I'm saying like it was not acceptable, but like it hit a nerve with this guy. I'm like, I literally just told this guy to get off his phone. Like I didn't say you're
Part of the
ugly.
rules.
I didn't say you're like fucking like.
I'm surprised
like
they're really good at the store. I'm surprised they didn't take him out before that.
I know. I was a little surprised, and like also he was a gay man. I don't know why that.
He's a gay man.
I don't know why that made me like more upset. I'm like, I thought they liked us. Why is this? I thought the gay guys liked us. And usually gay men love me because they think I'm
a gay man.
Gay woman. A gay man. Yeah. They think I'm a gay man. Put a mustache on me. I'm a gay man.
This gay man. Look at this gay man. Look at this sweet gay man up there.
But I was like, also such an odd thing to do for I don't know, a guy as the only girl on the show, and it was like, it was funny because the audience member reacted first.
It's like we were talking about before. Every demographic has an asshole.
Yes.
In it.
Oh yeah.
And every so often there's a gay guy that's a complete piece of shit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But it was just.
But they don't know how to act. The fact that they're on a phone in a place where a show's going on means you don't know how to act.
Yeah.
So chances are you're going to spin off, like they're not going to be able to respond to somebody saying get off your phone.
Yeah.
That's going to be something that's never said to them before,
exactly.
and they're going to fall apart. Whether they be a straight man, a gay man, a straight woman, a gay woman.
Yeah.
They once they're told no. Everything just collapses around them.
Yeah.
Because they've always gotten their own way, and now they're just like, oh, and try to rip up the place. I'm like, how can you rip up the store? Like, really?
It's a mess.
I don't know. You really shouldn't have tipped that. I'm pretty sure some ghosts came flying up from the carpet when you tipped that floor up. Oh, we've been looking for that comic for a while.
Those are bones.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just so funny because I also wasn't taping it, so I'm actually pissed off. I'm like, God, the one fucking time I don't tape my set.
That's funny.
I was so annoyed. But there's like people DM me from the show after, and they were like, one girl said, she's like, I was behind him, and she's like, you're gonna hate this. He was on Instagram the whole time.
Watching Ian Bagg.
Sharing your clips with his friends. You gotta check this guy. I wish he was here tonight. It was that I don't know why that irritated me more that it was Instagram, but it did.
Well, because it's not necessary.
It's also apparently all like because me and you and Rick and other people like call people out because no one else said anything to him. But apparently he was on his phone all night. And like I can't ignore that. If I walk on stage and see that, I'm like, oh, immediately.
But you know what? I think that affects the people like the monologists more than it affects us.
Like by ignoring it.
No, by them being in the room. Like we do crowd work because we pick everything up that everybody does.
Yeah.
We see every face in the room. They don't see every face in the room.
Oh, I see.
And so that'll stick out to somebody ignoring them, right?
Yeah.
Right? Well, they'll see that, and it can throw them off big time. Whereas you weren't thrown off. The only thing that weirded you out was a chair was being thrown at you. Like, you're like, I don't think that was worth a chair being thrown at me, right? So
I literally was like, right as he threw it, I was like, that was the pussiest throw I've ever seen in my life. Like I got, and then I will say,
were you wearing your coveralls? Your
I
overalls?
was.
Oh.
And I kept calling myself
I will change your oil and beat the shit out of you, sir.
I'm not as quick as you, Ian. Damn it! But I did kill after that. I will say the
you
crowd
kill
was
all
like,
the time. Just
the crowd
shut
was
it.
on my side after that. They were like
so much killing from this young lady.
Oh my God, so Ian and I bonded at the store recently over how.
Do you remember? Holden, do you remember the first time we did something together?
We did that weird radio show.
And both of us did not want to be there, so we didn't bond.
We were like, what is this?
What is this? And we're like, we both had been given a gig and then had it taken away and had our money split in half. So we were both like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah. We were like, we were not friendly to each other. We were like, hi. I'm like,
let's do this.
Even, like,
let's get it done.
What was that? I remember.
I don't know if it aired. Did it ever?
I don't think it ever aired. I don't know.
Did we get money? Did you remember getting money?
I don't recall money.
I just remember.
What was it? It was like that hot room.
Oh, so bad.
It was awful. It was like not even like a soundproof room. I don't know
what was
we
the
doing.
name of that company. They used to record albums back at the beginning when they had a weird name. And then they got bought by Amazon.
Oh.
but then they just kind of got just like enveloped up, and people that worked for them got fired and kind of thing. It was.
I forgot about that because it was such a. I first moved here and I was like, is this what my gig is going to be? This is bad.
Yeah, I was just like,
and then we couldn't really go off script either. They had us reading these things.
Yeah, and they had
and they were
bad writers. Yeah,
bad. And we were like,
both of us were really uncomfortable. Yes. So when we never met before, so it made it more uncomfortable for us to kind of bond.
Yeah,
because we were just trying to like, I don't know what's going on here, and usually you're a team and then something happens to you afterwards and then you can bond even more, but because it happened to us before we were a team, it was just like, we're not a team.
Yeah, I don't know this person. Yeah.
Fucking, I'm not even gonna help you out in the parking lot. If you break down, I'm fucking driving away. It was like basically that. It was just a shit gig, and both of us trying to get it done in under 3 hours.
Hell out of there. And then I didn't see you for so long after that. Big open.
I knew you were a success already.
That was a nightmare. But then we bonded over.
You were already rocking the world.
Not then.
Yeah, I watched you. I watched your.
Oh, now, but then.
No, now it's straight up. But you're. I'm like, oh.
Well, because we bonded over how.
There's a girl from Canada coming in to take over the world.
We bonded over how Canada doesn't love all Canadians.
Oh, at the store?
Yeah. It's very upsetting that like we, because I asked him how much he gets paid for this gig. That I'm not going to mention because. But I asked, and the amount he was getting less offer than I was getting, and I was like,
thrilled.
I was so pissed because I was like, I know damn well Americans are getting fucking twice the amount we are even asking for the same fucking gig. And it's so annoying, and this is like, I love Canada. I wish I couldn't fucking live there forever. I'm fucking obsessed.
I love Canada, but I don't love Canadian entertainment.
No, Canadian entertainment is like, it's trying to get better, and it's not. And it's like people like us who it's like,
you got to go away.
You got to go away. And now we're doing well because we're gone.
Yeah.
If we stayed in Canada, we'd be fucked. What the fuck would we be doing right now?
Fighting over 9 cities.
Yeah, literally, we'd be doing nothing. It's very upsetting. You'd be doing oil rigs.
I went with Burt Kreischer. If I'd stayed in Canada, there's no way I would have stayed in the show business.
No, there's no way.
No way. There's no way. I would have gone back into going where I was going before.
What was that?
Explosives.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I thought you were kidding.
No.
I
worked in a gold mine, and I worked for an explosives company.
Oh my God. I feel like that's also a good job.
It was really fun. And I was doing it at like 19, 20, 21 years old. The perfect time for somebody to be playing with explosives. Because you don't think you're going to die ever. So you're just blowing shit up and just like looking and yeah.
So you make this stuff to blow it up?
We would a little bit. So we did have sticks of dynamite. But we also made this stuff called ANFO, which is diesel fuel and fertilizer, and then emulsion. We'd make an emulsion, and then we blow up. We build roads is basically what I was doing for.
Oh shit.
Yeah. This is 1990 something, and I was already making $30 an hour.
Oh God.
Yeah, and I had no education. I was just going to get my education. It was pretty awesome.
Oh fuck! Blowing shit up and going to your education, making like so much money. Just making
so much money, and it was so stupid. And then I'm like, I want to be a comedian. I'm the funniest guy in camp.
You blew part of your brain off. That's what happened. You're like, I'm funny now.
One of my friends blew himself up. He's
dead?
No.
Alive?
Holmberg is he was using explosives, and he damaged lost a lot of functionality. He's doing well, but he lost his eyesight and stuff like that. And I know it's hardcore, but that could have been
balls. Like, did they burn off?
I don't know the whole story.
Why was that the question? Did his eyeballs burn? Did they melt out of his head? Why?
Off? He didn't have them outside.
Yeah. Why? Oh my God! But he's alive.
He's alive. Yeah, he's probably about 50 years old. So yeah. I don't know. I haven't. We played hockey as a kid, and I just I know he was working for a company and they used explosives, and things didn't go right. I worked for an explosives company, so honestly, safety was number one. But then I used to deliver explosives, and the guy that was delivering explosives used to smoke hash the whole time we were delivering explosives.
God.
Yeah, but I'm 19. I'm like, yeah, I guess that's what you do.
Just fucking whipping around corners, dynamite sticks rolling around the back. Did you see other crazy stuff then? You must have seen more blow-ups.
No, I didn't see.
That's it. That was the only accident you ever heard of.
I've heard a couple other accidents. A guy fell into a rock crusher. Yeah.
Wait.
It wasn't good.
What do you mean?
He's got, there's these things that crush rocks. And
Yeah.
somehow he ended up being one of the rocks.
And they couldn't stop the machine?
Not in time. It's pretty quick. No, they probably stopped it after a couple times. They didn't just keep going until they found gold out of his fucking fillings.
Wait. Was he a friend of yours? No, you just heard
Yeah,
of
it's a kid I grew up with.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What a way to go.
Well,
God, instant
seriously,
though.
I don't know if it's
No.
instant. I don't know. I like.
It starts like the feet, and you're like,
No, not like that. Not like that. But
Oh my
I guess.
God.
I'm guessing you go into shock as it's happening, right?
Yeah, I would hope.
Yeah. So I don't. Yeah. I don't like talking about this, but growing up in Canada, workplace deaths are a big thing. It's working in those places. I remember things. Lots of things could have gone wrong. I remember us blowing something up, and the guy that was in charge saying, "Get under the truck. I put too much in," and just rocks flying by us.
Oh my!
Like that would have been shrapnel all in our bodies. Yeah. So.
Jesus Christ. I guess I was just so sheltered living in Toronto and
I don't consider you guys I'm from the bush.
Yeah, I was like, I know you are. One time my dad threw a chainsaw up in the air because he got angry.
In the air?
Stopped working.
And then caught it and kept juggling?
Yeah.
My dad was a juggler.
He wishes. He really threw that
I remember thinking, I remember like we had chainsaws at our house, and we used to go out and get wood. And, this is awesome. We used to go get wood when I was a kid. I had to split it and then we burned it and stuff. As soon as I moved out, they got a gas furnace. I'm like, what the fuck?
All those years.
Yeah.
So
you learned how to work.
Wait, what did you? Okay, I want to get back to the Bert Kreischer story, but I want to get right back to this because this is. You were going to say something about Bert Kreischer. You said you were.
I went with Bert Kreischer. Hold on, is that the story? No.
No, but I'm going to get back to this. But go. Yeah, was it that?
I can't remember.
You were saying.
He took me to Canada.
Okay.
Recently, and I did Winnipeg, Saskatoon, Calgary, Edmonton, and Kelowna.
Shit.
It's the most fun I've ever had in Canada doing stand-up.
Yeah.
Like it was so much fun. We were in hockey arenas doing, like big
Sold
crowds.
arenas.
Yeah, and it was like so much fun. People are, come back and do another show. I'm like, I'm not coming back to a shitty little club to do comedy. This is my pinnacle of success in Canada.
But this is what's fucked up. That should be you headline those shows. If Canadian industry backed it is. Yes.
No, not yet. One day. Bert's a fucking rocket going.
Yes, I'm not saying nothing, whatever. I'm just saying the amount of time that you've been doing comedy. How long have you been doing it for now?
16 months.
16? No, fuck up. You're doing what?
Honestly, 20 years.
Okay, same.
21 years.
Okay, so your trajectory, I guarantee Bert's been doing it maybe less time than you. You started as a Canadian. If the Canadian industry pumped up our fucking talent the way that the Americans do, that would be you. But you should be selling out these arenas.
Here's the problem. Canada has a very small, rubbing my nose like we were doing cocaine before we came up here. We're in the Canadian show business. Snoot, suits, goots. It doesn't have a show business like America does. So America, there's been a couple Canadians that have done well, but that's all that they can handle up there. They can't handle them. You have to come here. You have to come here and get in the real machine to become a star. Not many people get to stay home in Canada and become a star.
No.
So I know you got a little bit of anger towards it.
Do I? Can you tell?
But you should be happy that you had the smarts to know to go to the big machine.
Yeah.
Because a lot of guys are offered this and they come down and they don't follow through. Drive. I honestly believe innocence, stupidity, and drive got me to where I am. Like I went to the Montreal Comedy Festival with a friend who was on the shows, right? I ended up doing a show at the Comedy Works because somebody didn't show up. Somebody was in the audience and seen me and said, "Hey, I own a club in New York. If you ever come to New York, I'd love to put you on." I took that as you should move to New York.
Yeah.
Right? So I, with my $700, my $1,000 Canadian that transferred into $700 American, got on a train, went to New York, lived in a youth hostel, and called that guy and got on stage. That's the only reason I am in this seat today.
What club was it?
The Comic Strip.
Oh, shit.
Lucian Hold from the Comic Strip.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And Lucian, he put me on. Like, I would call the availability lines, and I only had so many quarters, so I'd hang up right? And I just hang up because the answering machine, I had never called an availability line because I'm from Canada. We don't have availability lines. We all know fucking who's working, right?
Yeah.
So I'd hang up, and finally he just picked up the phone one day and he said, "Are you the guy that keeps calling here and hanging up?" And I'm like, yes, it's Ian Bagg. I'm in from Canada. And he said, "Oh, come down tomorrow night and I'll put you on." Right. So I went down, and I think I wrecked this microphone, but I ended up living in New York in this youth hostel.
For how long?
A month and a half, right? I didn't tell anybody that I was living in a youth hostel. After a while, after I was getting sets and I felt more comfortable, I'd bring people with me all the time. Then I was known as the guy that one night would have Germans with him, one night would have English people, one night would have Japanese people, right? They're like, what the fuck's going on with him? So anyways, but Lucian said to me one day, he said, "Hey, there's a Conan O'Brien showcase tonight. You're not on it." And I was like, "Thanks," like that. But he said, "But you're going to be right before it. And what's going to happen is if they're late, you're going to fill the time. So the people that are showcasing, right, are going to get seen. You'll fill the time. If they are on time, you're actually going to end up showcasing." I showcased by mistake and got the show. So,
oh shit!
So it's all those things. Like that innocence and that, yeah, I'll go there. That got me here, that got you here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't have to be mad at Canada. I was mad at Canada for a long time because, and I'm still a little bitter. Like I'm blackballed by a certain festival named Yap Yap Yap.
Well, I'm blackballed by a certain club called Absolute Comedy and Yuck Yucks.
I think
full name.
I haven't worked past Winnipeg. Like east.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
I mean, maybe I'm not blackballed by Yuck Yucks, but I definitely am Absolute Comedy.
I'd love to be blackballed.
I mean, I don't even know what that means. Okay, that's look. I need
when
to
you get a black guy with a little penis and he's just got nothing but balls. That's blackballed.
Then I have been.
Then you have been?
Then I have been. Yeah,
perfect.
I for sure have been.
You've been Indian balled before.
That's a good way of pointing that out. Now I feel better.
Yeah,
that makes me feel less angry.
No, you go, there's not much room for the star system. In Canada, so you don't have to worry about that.
But I just see people like you and Deb Giovanni, and I'm like, you both should be so fucking famous. Like everyone should know who you are. I know it's like
I'm not going to disagree.
Because I'm like, you're just both so fucking amazing and have been for so long, and it's like it's upsetting.
Yeah, but everybody is an overnight success that took 25 years to build, right?
Yeah.
So you just have to have the best attitude and try to keep yourself around people.
So I need to change my attitude.
No. You got to. I love you. You told me one day I don't get to go to parties. I don't get to go to this because I come here to do shows. That's right. Yeah. That's why I didn't move here to go to a party. I moved here to go on stage. And a lot of people come down here and they get lost in the parties. The addiction, the drug has got to be the stage. That's got to be your heroin.
And that is like that's the only thing I can fucking do right now.
Yeah. And you have chairs thrown on you. You're getting heroin.
I am. I'm a new person now. Okay, I want to get back to the die myself. So because this is fucking wild. So you must have. Do you have a weird body thing that you've had something like wild happen to you?
Do I have a weird body thing?
Yeah.
I hate my body. I'll tell you that. I hate everything about myself. If I could just go from here up, it would be fantastic. Don't even like my eyebrows. I want to go just above my eyebrows.
Just the forehead. We both have mullets right now too, so you have to watch this video in full because you see two mullets.
This is the new Bob and Doug McKenzie.
Hey, we should pitch
Hey,
it.
Steph,
CBC. Are you listening?
We're their kids. We're Bob and Doug's kids.
We can pass as it. You sound way more Canadian than I do.
My mom's from Australia, and I grew up in this little town in Canada, and I live in America, which just is fucked up my accent. Like people from Ireland are always, "You're from this town. You're from this town called blah, 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 blah." And I'm like, "No, I'm not."
No.
It would have been way easier to get a green card if I'd been from Yeah.
Wait, what's the small town you're from again?
Terrace, British Columbia.
So what's the population of that?
I think it's about 10,000, but it's in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
You know, when you hear 10,000, you're thinking it's a suburb of another city. No. The 10,000, and it's the burg. It's like the little towns around it with 500 people come to Terrace to get the
my God.
Yeah.
Okay, and then when did you move out of there?
I left 93, 94.
Okay.
I left for New York 95, 96. Yeah. I was only a year into comedy when I...
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't leave until I was like 15 years in? No, more.
No, there's a guy named Pat Bullard who's Mike Bullard's brother.
Oh, I
he's
know.
a really good looking version of Mike Bullard,
was like,
and
oh.
way funnier.
Okay.
And that'll probably make Mike mad. But what are you gonna do?
Mike Bullard's not listening to this. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, you never know.
Can you imagine Mike's
I
my
heard
biggest
he's in the
subscriber?
Ukraine, reporting in the Ukraine.
Is he actually?
Yeah, that's what I heard. I was like, oh, good for him.
Odd choice.
Weird. Yeah, everybody
Weird
needs to
guy.
take a gig. But he told me it was my third open mic, and he pulled me aside because the open mic used to be before the show. Mm-hmm. So he was in town headlining, and he pulled me aside and he said, "You got to promise me you'll leave Canada as soon as you can." And I was a kid from Terrace, British Columbia, and America was the devil.
Yeah.
And I wasn't coming to. I had no plans on coming to America. And if he hadn't have said that to me, I probably wouldn't have put all my efforts into getting out of America, which also leads to Lucian Hold, give me that business card.
Yeah.
There's my out of Canada.
Shit.
So
Isn't it nice when you have that one like moment with? That's what the one thing I do love about Canada is our comics are so fucking supportive and kind. John Doerr once. I remember that. A, had a huge crush on him. B, he was like so fucking funny. He still is hilarious. I bombed the Rivoli. I had a bad set, and I had just gotten on the Rivoli. It was so hard to get on that show, and I was so upset. So I ran out, and I was
I
like,
couldn't even get on.
this is my first show. I'm never getting on again. I'm crying. So I walk out. I'm like wiping tears, and I hear Steph, and I'm like, what? Turn around, it's John Doerr. I'm like, hi. He's like, hey, can I tell you for a second? I was like, what the fuck is going on? He's like, hey, I just want to let you know. He's like, I know you don't feel good about that set, but like, I want to let you know, I've seen you before, and you've really improved. So I just want to let you know that. I was like. And then I immediately stopped crying. I went home and I was like, John Doerr said it.
John Doerr said I'm going to be a star.
Yeah, John Doerr said it. But I was like, what a nice man to say that. Like, you didn't have to do that. And I was obviously like crying and being a baby.
But also, those kind of things, who knows? You may have quit.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I left that night being fucking really upset.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back to the body stuff. I need to get back to this dynamite stuff because this is so fucked up. Okay. So, because this Steph infection is about body stuff. So we need.
Yeah.
We need. Yeah. There's a sign.
Yeah.
We need. Okay. So. Up in the woods when you're a kid, did any other crazy stuff happen?
Any other stuff in the woods happen?
Like body stuff. Like there must have been some like shooting a gun gone wrong or something.
And blowing things off?
Yeah.
No, I broke bones playing hockey and stuff like that. So I broke my leg playing hockey. I broke fingers. I got kicked in the head. Here's my best ever playing baseball. Dwayne Booth hit me in the head with a pitch, and of course, I was dumb enough to say, there's a ball coming out my bunk, right? And the whole helmet just split in half and broke off my head.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Where is Dwayne Booth like a big guy that I should know about?
No, he's just a guy that I grew up with.
Okay.
I use their names.
I was like, you said it like, I'm like, this is a professional player. I should know about.
No, Dwayne Booth. I don't know, just probably parent of 3.
Really? Just whipped your head that hard?
Yeah, bro.
Was there no mark on the head?
Oh yeah, a huge mark on the head, and they wouldn't. That was at the time they wouldn't let you sleep after a concussion. Yeah. Everybody's looking. Which now they're like, right to sleep, get rest.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Before that, they're like, keep him awake.
He'll die if he puts his eyes to sleep. He'll be dead. Blah blah blah. So that was my head, and I got lots of lumps. Lots of lumps and bruises.
So you played hockey a lot.
Yeah, I grew up playing hockey. I was a donkey.
What does that mean?
I wanted to play in the NHL, but the NHL didn't want me.
No, were you that good though? Were you on like AAA teams and stuff?
I was up and down and all around, and I was chirpy. I was a talky little kid on the. Yeah, I talked a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I kept us entertained on the bus. No, and then I.
You were defense, obviously.
Yeah, it's defense.
Okay, I was
and then every so often on the power play, they'd throw me up front to get in front of the goalie and cause them havoc.
So that was your goal as a kid? You want to be in the
Yeah, for a while, but I knew by the time I was 14, oh, this ain't happening.
Like you're not.
But I had friends that went off and played, and that was cool. Yeah. But I'm trying to think. I remember. Here's some things that I remember. Do you remember Metal Shop? Did you have to have Metal Shop? And,
Yes.
I remember.
Called it home.
I'm trying to remember what the girl's name, but I can't remember. I remember everybody else's name, but not this girl. She got her hair caught in the lathe. And it just ripped a piece of her skull. Like not the skull, like the scalp. Oh. Yeah.
Oh, like was it bleeding?
Yeah. Because we were the next class, and there was just blood all over the floor. Like, and it was they had thrown that stuff on and that made it sort of congeal.
Oh,
you know,
like
the stuff on the floor.
Stuff,
but it wasn't soda. It was just stuff that and would kind of puff up and congeal. And I was like, what happened to her? Is that her brains? That's the stuff that congeals. It shut up.
Oh my God, that would fucking. Yeah. Thank God she got it out before it got that close. It could have like cut her, wouldn't it?
Could have kept going. Yeah, but just.
Oh, that's a violent one. I don't like that one.
Yeah.
That's a bad imagery.
My grandfather, when we were kids from Australia, they came and stayed with us. And I got 2 good stories with him. The first one was they were taking me home from hockey practice, and he blew a stop sign, and we got hit by a car. And this is before seatbelts, so I flew from the back of the car to the front, and I took the gear shift right in that like sternum.
Oh God! Oh my God! Also, were you in the back like the
Yeah,
bench?
the bench,
No
the bench seat.
fucking...
Cheep, and then head bonk.
And your grandma's like, "Shut up! I'm driving."
Well, funny enough, my parents were out of town. That's why they drove us to hockey. And my grandparents said, "You're not to say a word of this to your parents until they get home." And my grandma was just standing there while I was talking to them. "Yeah, everything's fine. We're having a good."
That could have gone so much worse.
No, it could have gone so much worse.
I can't believe you didn't go through the. Maybe the back seats were lower.
I guess if I hadn't got caught on the gear shift, I might have gone through the windshield, right?
Oh my God! Did you ever go to Australia and visit them?
Oh yeah, I've been lots of times. I actually perform over there. Have you ever performed over there?
No, I want to.
You
You must fucking murder over there.
I have a good time while I'm over there. Yeah, it's a good time. So, anyways, my grandfather's over, and I don't know. I remember some sort of maybe a party was going on, but he was doing something in the shop, and he cut off these 2 fingers on a saw. And he came into the house and he opened up the cupboard and he took a drink of a whiskey or something. Then he showed the fingers. "I need to go to the hospital."
Oh my! Just holding them, was it gushing? I feel like at that point they like.
It was pretty. It was. I think he held it like that. I don't remember. I just remember him.
Oh, taking the shot first.
Taking the shot, and everybody's like, "Oh, your grandfather's so tough." Oh, that Lubertoli is just a beast of a man.
That's if you've never cut anything off.
No, I got and I'm not wearing glasses. I got a scar right there from a knife.
From yourself doing it?
Yeah, not by mistake. I wasn't like I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah. On the finger.
On the fingers. This will get attention from everybody. Come on, Shannon Butler, love me.
That's another full name that you definitely.
Yeah,
I was
definitely.
Like, somebody you
crushed on Shannon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Worst story you've ever heard. What's the worst thing you've ever heard?
Okay, so let me ask my favorite question. What is the worst body thing?
Hold on.
you've ever heard?
Let me ask my favorite question. Muslims or Jews?
And then I wait for you to answer.
And then it just
the podcast doesn't go on until you answer me.
Okay, go.
What is the worst body thing you've ever heard? Like something that's haunted you?
The worst thing about a body?
The worst like story you've heard, like, I mean, you just told a horrific story about a rock crushing thing, but
Well, that's pretty bad.
yeah,
Right there.
like that is pretty bad.
I'm like, really? You want me to top that?
I do want it.
You sick son of a bitch.
I am sick in the head.
Bert Kreischer, actually, I'm going to drop his name 3 times.
Yeah.
I got to figure somebody else.
Yeah.
Told me the story because I told that rock crusher story to him while we were driving in a lightning storm. He's seen a guy get hit by lightning.
A person, a full.
A kid bringing in was in a lightning storm was bringing in carts, and he got hit by lightning. And Bert was young, but I think he said something stupid like "You okay?" or something like that, you know. But,
yeah.
But nobody'd go out and get him. He like lied. The guy lied in the parking lot forever. Yeah.
Did he die?
No, he lived.
Okay.
But
Why was he poor kid getting the carts? That's the worst thing.
I know.
Metal.
With
Lots of metal.
Might as well have an umbrella at that point.
I mean, because I wonder if it hit him first or hit the metal thing and then it went down and got him at the end.
Oh, I didn't ask that many questions.
You see,
I hate lightning. I'm a pussy. If it comes to lightning, I'm like, we're staying inside. We're gonna let the storm go by. And then, because I'm tall, so I know who's getting hit first.
Oh, that's why you're
right. All my friends are underneath me, so I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Johnny gets taken down first.
What's the worst Canadian road gig you've done weather-wise?
Weather-wise?
Yeah.
I think back when
I think all of them.
They were all like snow was not an option of you stopping. Yeah.
No, it really. That's why whenever people out here lose their fucking mind with 3 raindrops, I'm like, we have driven in whiteout to the point where I couldn't even I came back from Barrie one night. Yeah. Fucking Barrie, and the snow was so bad. If I put my hand against the windshield, I wouldn't be able to see my hand. I had to pull over, and I was like, I'm dying for $50.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, what? And then also, I still had to give my parents gas money because they're like, the car ain't free. And I'm like, and here's the exact money I made. Thank you so much.
When I first started out, there was a story of a guy driving home from a gig, and he hits a moose. And the moose falls on the car and falls on him.
Oh.
So he's crushed by the moose, and it's on him so long, he's basically like special needs now.
No.
So yeah, so that'd be the worst. Like that's the worst story ever. You go to a gig and you come back and you can't even speak.
Comedian?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
As I'm sitting here in a Mooseheads t-shirt, I'm like, oh, I've never seen a moose.
Really?
It's
I was
very
so high,
upsetting.
I was so high once I thought a horse was a moose. Like,
You're out here in California, you're like, hey, look at this moose out here too.
nah, that's when I was a kid. That's when I smoked a pot back when I was a kid. Got no time now.
No time? You
Every once in a
sober?
while. No, I'm not sober, but for what we do, I slow down if I drink. So what I
really?
do,
Okay.
so I don't drink if I'm working within the next 3 days.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So you don't drink on stage?
Nope.
I think my crowd works funnier when I am a little sauce.
When you're a little sauce.
Just a little bit.
You're one of those
I'm talking
people?
like, I am. I think it's okay.
Are you gonna throw a chair at me, you cocksucker?
I mean, it just gets a little, I get a little more loose, I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say the late night shows on Saturday,
You're a little
they're
bit
more fun.
You're a little bit more squeezed out.
Oh yeah, I'm squeezed out. I go harder on the stuff. I heard a moose story. This is fucked.
Okay.
A family of 4
Uh-huh.
was driving in British Columbia somewhere. I think I've told this story before, but it's very relatable. Van.
Yeah, it's always a van.
It's always van. What would they be in?
Yeah.
It's not your grandpa's car. 'Cause
Yeah, Cortina.
dad.
It was in a Cortina.
Yeah. So they're driving down, and a moose, I guess, had just slipped off this mountain or took a rock
Huh.
and fell at the exact same time.
That's actually a really good story.
I'm like
Like
I
that
don't know if
timing.
it's real. Someone told me this.
I,
Someone said it was real. They
don't
heard
you?
it.
But don't. There's people like that get hit by stuff like that. Like they're walking down the street and a air conditioner falls out the window and they're
Yes,
crushed.
that's the movie Happy Gilmore.
But it's real. Like does it? But it's real. Like the timing that
timing.
some people have,
Yeah.
and then other people win the lottery.
Yes.
It's insane.
It is crazy.
The universe is
Yeah.
insane.
Did the moose fall on top of the van?
The moose fell on top of the van, yes, and crushed
Crushed 'em.
everybody. That's it. I was like, so the moose stuff is fucking scary because especially when
'Cause
you're
it's
driving.
huge. They're fucking huge.
Still, I'm like, are they real?
But
I've
even
never seen-
deer can
Deer.
come flying you through with their antlers and
I've
take you out.
gotten clipped. An ex of mine, we're driving back from Chicago, and I was like, let's just stay
To
the
where?
night. Come back from zany Chicago
To where though? To
to
where?
Toronto at night.
Oh,
10 p.m. I'm like, I was like, let's pull over. I'll pay for the hotel. I don't
And
give a
can I
fuck.
mention this? Canadians drive to every fucking gig. They don't fly.
We're just stupid.
They fly.
We were down there doing.
There
stuff
are
in
planes that go from
Cleveland.
Toronto to.
Well, we went to Cleveland. We drove to Cleveland.
There's
Cleveland
planes.
Comedy
There's no
Festival.
planes to go.
Also, that year, the Cleveland Comedy Festival, the fucking guy, I couldn't get on the festival. Guy would not let me on. He gave me a 3-minute set because I went with my ex now, but like we went down there.
Who's your ex?
I can't say it on here. I'll tell you after though.
Okay.
You definitely know who he is.
Are you still friends?
No, that's why I can't say it.
That fucking
So yeah,
cocksucker.
we drive down.
Sorry, am I allowed to swear on this?
Yeah, we've.
You know what my favorite part of this whole thing is so far? That we don't have to wear headphones.
Oh no, I mean you could have.
No, I love it.
You
Like
don't like
I
hearing
it's-
yourself?
No, but it's just when they do these podcasts, I'm like, well, they're not all video casts, so why do we have to wear something on?
doesn't make sense. We're a fucking fathead.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're driving.
Barely fits on you. If you're, I'm the special needs kid in the school.
That's you're the one who got crushed by the moose.
I'm the moose.
Yeah,
I crushed a kid. I crushed a family.
That was you.
I was mountain climbing, fell off the side of a mountain, landed
Unscathed.
Some lady the other day got pushed and fell off the side of in California, fell off the side of something while they were mountain climbing. I fell off the side of something and ended up on those like jagged ice pieces.
No.
Yeah.
This just happened.
Yeah, it just happened and died, and it was because the guy just kind of pushed her.
Pushed her.
Yeah, like pushed her out of the way,
Like to sit.
and she slipped, and he went. Like, can you imagine? Okay,
Oh,
all
that
these stories.
impaled.
Yeah.
That's the worst one.
All these stories we've had. How about the person that does something to somebody and then they die? What's the rest of their life like?
Not good.
Yeah.
Unless they're a sociopath, and then they're like,
And then they're
"Wasn't
fine.
my fault. I wasn't pushing. I was patting her back."
She's in the way.
Yeah. That's literally what a sociopath would say. I'm well versed in sociopaths now. It doesn't matter. We can't get
She's
into that.
dated a lot of them.
I've,
They're not chucking a chair at her. They're fucking her in one.
I wish the guy hit me with a chair. No.
Oh,
this
the lawsuit?
a deer hit the side of my car. Is what I'm trying to say. He was driving home from Chicago late at night. I was sleeping. The deer was driving. I was like, why just get in the back? Deer hit the side of the car, and we kept driving, and then we
I instantly saw a Far Side comic. Deer driving home from a comedy festival. Just some girl rides in the side.
I'm like, you keep going. We're almost there. The 401's close.
Where were you?
Driving from
But whereabouts did it happen?
On that I-5, is it?
Oh, you're still in America. You weren't.
Yeah, still in America. Hits the side of the car. Keep driving. Fucking can't open the car door. It's like $5,000 in fucking repairs. It was so fucking annoying. And he was driving, so I had to pretend I was driving for insurance. Nightmare. I'm like, night driving's bad. Oh, so I did this fucking psychotic gig at the Virginia Tech. Me and my buddy, Mark DeBonis.
Yeah, I know the name, but I can't put the face.
He's hilarious, but he's insane. I have to get back to open for Bill Burr
Way
at
better.
the Toronto at the Air Canada Center.
Oh.
So I have like 12 hours to get back from Virginia to Toronto.
You should have flew.
I'm so worried about delays. I'm so worried about delays. Every time I fly, I'm gonna get delayed. I'm like, if I get a delay and I can't,
so
I'm like,
many
at least driving, I'm in control.
Okay.
And I'm like, this is a big deal. Okay. So we're driving. It is fucking 4 a.m. I counted, I think, 250 deers on the side of the road. I was like, deer, because we had like the high beams on, and I kept like just seeing their eyeballs pop, and I was like, we were going so fucking slow. I'm like, this is the most stressful drive of our fucking life. That drive all the way through like
Yeah.
whatever that is, Vermont shit, whatever the fuck that is, a nightmare drive.
My favorite crazy drive I did was I was driving with this guy, and then all of a sudden he pulled off the side of the road and was staring at the stars, and I'm like, what are you doing? He goes, I just did some mushrooms a while ago, and I'm really
Oh my god,
fucking Allen Park.
Oh well, that okay, that checks out. Rest in peace. Didn't he pass away?
Is he did? Oh,
I think he did.
Oh,
God, you didn't know? I'm sorry. No, he just very funny comedian though. Watch his stuff. He did pass away.
Okay.
But he
also
mushrooms.
bad driver with mushrooms.
No, you could be dead, but you can also be a bad. Yeah. I had a girl drive me back from fucking I don't know where it was, so high. Where we finally get back like into Hamilton, I'm like passing Hamilton. I go, hey, why are your sunglasses on? She's like, oh, I didn't even know. And I was like in the back, like, why am I letting you drive? Let me fucking drive.
Why is there 3 other people in the car that are completely sober?
Yeah. Literally, there was.
Fuck.
We've dealt with so much fucking crazy shit. Okay, so that's the worst body thing, and you don't have anything crazy. You've had some crazy breaks.
I got a funny story about like kind of sexual kind of.
Okay, love to hear this.
But weird body thing.
Wants to hear it.
So I got a little bit of the back in the day. I got a little bit of the. And
I don't know why that's grosser than just saying I plowed somebody. That's
no. I was saying I had the clap.
Okay. Wait,
I wasn't like 1-2. I gave her the old 1-2.
That means the clap?
Yeah, I was clapping. I had to clap.
I thought that was you pounding behind.
I was like, that's the way I do it. That's the way I do it. Just want to show you guys. No, I had the clap. I wasn't trying. I was trying to be all like, hey guys, this is how I do it. No, weirdo. I was saying I had the clap. I was trying not to say I had the clap. Well, fuck. I hope my mom doesn't watch this because I had the goddamn clap. 2004.
Okay.
The bad one. That was a bad year.
That's the bad year for the clap. Yeah.
So I had to get the old swab. This is back in the day when they threw a Q-tip down the end of your dick.
Long, right?
Yeah.
I heard they're long.
Didn't need to be that long. My penis isn't that big. I was going to be honest with you. I'm like, that's a little long.
You're like, it stopped. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Oh,
we are at the bottom, young man. So, meanwhile, the guy beside me in the other room has gotten a Q-tip stuck in his ear. And I can only know this. I only know this because I can hear everything through the thing. And I'm like, well, the guy next door but knows that I have the clap. That's fucking interesting.
Yeah.
So we happen to be checking out at the same time of the thing.
Okay.
And the doctor says to him, keep Q-tips out of there. And I said to the doctor, you ain't kidding. Because I had a Q-tip stuck up my fucking thing. And he had a Q-tip in his thing. Yeah, it was a big Q-tip adventure.
Big Q-tip. Okay.
I think it had come off. So as the cotton batten was stuck in there, and he couldn't get it out.
Because I was like, if you
it wasn't just ram
like,
it in there,
I rammed it.
Did you ram it?
I rammed it so bad one time.
Did you hear the old?
I heard something cracked so bad.
No way.
Oh yeah.
Did you cry?
Oh, I woke up in the middle of the night. I've told this before, but I woke up in the middle of the night, blood seeping out of my ear, off my pillow. Oh, no. My first weekend ever headlining the fucking comedy mix in Vancouver. So Deb Deb Giovanni, fucking angel princess, was going to do the Snowed In. She drove with me up because I couldn't fly. I had to drive because my eardrum, I popped it. So it takes 8 months.
Oh, because you're doing that
yeah,
gig. Oh my goodness.
So she drove with me all the way up.
So you've been to my hometown. I think that's Snowed In comedy.
Oh,
too.
I didn't do that. No, I was there doing the mix. She did the.
Oh,
Snowed In.
okay. Yeah.
But I was like, it was. You. Can
How
go
long does that take to
far.
heal?
I think it was almost 4 months. I'm gonna say 8 months.
God, how long could it be before you could fly?
4 months, yeah. It was bad. So I thank God I wasn't like, this is way before I was
That's
on
Canada.
the road and stuff.
So yeah,
yeah,
you had to drive.
Canada. Nobody give a fuck. I miss fucking Canadian shows though. Those like old town.
That comedy mix was really good. That comedy mix in Vancouver.
No, the mix was great. The
And
fucking Samoan guys that were the
yeah.
if you fucking coughed, shut up. Like you couldn't do, and you would be. They chokehold you if you even if this was you on your phone, you would never be back allowed there again.
They're a little
They
bit.
were I loved them.
It was owned by the hotel was owned by one brother, and the comedy club was owned by another brother, right? And they got into a fight, and the other brother kicked his comedy club brother out of the hotel. That's
why it's. That sucks.
Yeah.
Aww.
That's why there isn't a club in Vancouver anymore.
You know what pissed me off about the club though? They said,
Yeah.
I didn't believe it, that the stage itself, the stage in the middle of the comedy club, not licensed.
The stage? What do you mean?
That's what you.
You couldn't drink.
You weren't allowed to drink on stage.
Yeah, they're full of shit.
I was like, this is bullshit.
Yeah, like everywhere else is.
Everywhere I could go off fucking and have a sip off this thing. So
I swear that I drank there.
I mean, people did. I know Chris, what's his last? Gordon would put in like a popcorn thing or like a mug. Like you put drinks in a mug. I tried this. I thought it was a funny bit one time. I put like 12 straws together and I made somebody hold it behind the curtain because there's a curtain behind. And I was like, give me a second. And then it was like, turns out that's not funny when you don't realize how long the straw is and when
If you can't see it,
really
you should have put it on the front table.
I wasn't thinking. Yeah. But I missed that. That was a fun club. I missed something like I'm doing the last.
Vancouver should have a comedy club.
They don't.
They don't. They have one in the suburbs, but they downtown is. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it is crazy.
You know what? I also am enjoying going to independent clubs that have clubs in the cities.
Yeah.
Like all these chain clubs are all in the suburbs.
What is the suburbs?
Right. It's
I can't believe that's not my clientele.
Yeah, exactly. It's yeah. You.
I just did it. Kansas City. I'm way outside the fucking.
Which club were you there?
The Comedy Club of Kansas City.
And that's way outside too?
Yeah. So I know the Improv is outside too. Also, same week as David Tell. I'm like, no one's coming to see me. Fucking David Tell is here. What the fuck?
Yes, they are.
Some people did. It was fine.
I know.
It was fine.
You did just fine.
I'll tell you what. I don't ever need to go back.
Did you enjoy? Yeah.
No, I was gonna say, out of any place I've ever been, I'll never go back to Kansas City for the rest of
Isn't
my
it
life.
funny when they send you a message? You should come to, and you're just like, stay tuned.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Kansas City was not. It wasn't the people that came out. The crowds were great. It was the
rest of the town.
The town. It was bad.
Yeah. Trying to find an abortion there. Come on, good.
Oh yeah. There's no way I was touching any man in fucking Kansas City. What the hell?
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question. Let's get real deep.
Okay.
So everything that's going on in Tennessee, like they just kicked people off out of the court, right?
Oh, I didn't know this.
They just kicked people out. This is history. Like they just got rid of them because they didn't want. They were trying to fight for gun control because there was a shooting there, right? And they stepped up with the people that were protesting. They just did a sit-in, which has happened many times, right? Sit-ins have happened many times.
Okay.
There was an expulsion. They kicked out 3 Democratic people in the House reps there in Tennessee.
Okay.
Right. So, thank God, like to me, thank God I don't get booked in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Like nobody books me there, so I don't have to make a decision.
Yeah.
But say that was a big place for me. And do you go there or do you not go there?
I'm gonna say you don't go there.
Right, but do you go there, make your point, and take every cent and get it the fuck out of that state?
But
right?
But there might be people there that I was supposed to go to Alabama, and
there's gigs in Alabama.
I was not selling well, and I felt fucking sick. So I was like, I can't go. I was like, I think I had I thought I had COVID. It wasn't COVID. But I was really sick. But I was like, I can't go.
I got the HIV.
But then I talked to fucking Tim Dillon. He's like, you were going to go to Alabama. You. And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, you would have been fucking killed. I'm like, what? He's like, oh my God.
He's a little.
He was over exaggerating. But he was like, I get shit
if I'm
from
gonna get the truth, I'm not going to Tim Dillon.
I was like,
If I'm getting
scared.
it's like Bobby Lee. If you need the truth, you don't go to him. If you need a great story, you go to him. It's the same as Tim Dillon. Those guys know how to embellish like you wouldn't
They
believe.
do know how to embellish. I mean, that's why they're doing so well. Guess what? They are doing better
because
than us.
people want to
We
escape.
gotta embellish more, damn it.
I was a little bit offended, and this may get me into trouble, but when everybody got on to, and I'm blanking on his name, he said it was in one of the buildings for 9/11. Steve Ranzini.
Oh, okay.
And they were on him, and I'm just like, he is a professional liar. That's what comedians are. So now you're mad at him for lying? Like it doesn't make sense. Like that doesn't make sense to me, unless he was making money off the he wasn't making like foundations and stuff. The Steve Ranzini build fucking 2 more towers foundation. You know, like
I mean, was he though? We gotta check that.
Well, then he should be. But yeah, you're supposed to bullshit a little bit. Yeah. Everything has got. Every so often you have stories that you don't need to, and you're like, well, this is interesting. Like I was on a plane in Atlanta, and we're sitting at the thing, and Jimmy Carter gets on, right? And he just starts shaking everybody's hand on the plane, right? And I'm just like, oh, this is interesting. Like he's walking up on, hey, how you doing? Thanks for flying. And I'm like, does he own Delta? I was so confused, right? And this lady yelled out, Jimmy Carter, you're the best. And the guy beside me, he said, easy, like that, right? Which made me laugh. But then right afterwards, the pilot came on and said, if Mr. Carter would sit down, President Carter would sit down, we could leave on time. Right? Like none of that's a lie. I was just like, what? And my favorite part was he was in coach with me. You know, like
Wasn't he in first class?
No.
That's sad.
I was on a plane with Obama before he became president, and he was in coach with me. I was on a
middle
plane.
seat?
I had
By the bathroom?
Yeah, by the bathroom, a stinky bathroom. I was on a plane with a Quiet Riot, and I was in first class, and they were in the back. That was my favorite.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, you get back there, you guys wannabes.
Oh my God, Jimmy Carter, that's insane.
Jimmy Carter, you're the best.
Sit down.
Easy.
Please.
Here's a one-term fucking loser. I'm like, no, he built all those houses. Easy.
Oh my God.
But at the same time, like, I think I hate when people get on comedians. Oh, he's a liar. He's a really good liar.
Yeah.
Because his stories make me fucking giggle.
Yeah. I need to lie more in my stories.
Yeah.
I feel like my stories are all very exactly real.
I like that you said more.
Well, I mean, I don't lie at
lie
all.
more.
I have one story that like is so funny, and then I get to the end, and it's the worst punchline because it's real. I'm like, just make it up.
But you know what? I watch you, and I don't see you sitting at a table writing a joke.
Oh, hey, you're absolutely correct.
I see you.
Yeah.
But that's the best comics. Like the comics I can't watch. I'm like, I can see you sitting at this table and having 4 endings to the story. I can it's
How do you write? I literally
I write on stage.
So do I.
Yeah.
I write on stage, and I feel like people get annoyed when we say that, but I'm like, if I have an idea or like
why not?
something just happened, I'm like, I can't sit and do that.
Yeah.
I'm overwriting it, and I'm like, I would never say it like this. Like, this is bizarre.
When I get hired to write for people, I can do it. But my favorite was I got hired when Gabriel Iglesias did Gabriel Iglesias' comics something. He had a show on Comedy Central where he introduced comics, right? And I got hired to write jokes for Gabriel, so I had to write all these jokes, and I wrote them, and he didn't pick any of them. Well, some comic got stuck and couldn't get there, and of course I was there. So they're like, Ian, do you want to do the show? And I'm like, yeah. And then I was like, hey, are you going to use any of these jokes? And he's like, nope. I'm like, do you mind if I use them? No, go ahead. So I got double payment for him. I'm like, yeah.
Did they kill too?
Yeah, they were really, you know what he said to me? As he was shaking my hand, you know, like at the end of your say, goes, hey, they do work.
And you're like, yeah.
I'm like, yep. Thanks for the money, sucker.
My worst show out here ever was I did his show at the Ice House when I first moved out here. I bombed so bad. So bad.
You know what they say, if you bomb at the ice house, get out of business.
The new ice house is great.
I heard it's shit.
Really?
Yeah, somebody
said
told
that?
somebody told me it was
I don't know, the crowd was
empty
great.
and cold and
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I
that's
mean, well, I did Burr show, so it was
Oh
fucking.
yeah, of course.
I was like,
Well, you really
yeah.
got it. You really got to say that. If you just go up there for any old night, it's empty. Apparently.
Okay,
yeah.
fuck, 'cause I'm going-
But everything Burr does is fantastic because it's sold out.
It was, yeah, and they have these really good mango margaritas.
Go up for the Al Madrigal night and see if it's the same.
You heard it here first. Ian Bagg hates Al.
I hate him. Want to put him in a headlock? If I can hold him down, kiss him on the forehead.
Okay, we got to wrap this up because I think there's somebody else coming in. Is there, Aaron? Yeah. Oh, okay, oops.
Oh,
Sorry.
wow, that was a little bit of anger.
Yeah,
he's here.
He's here. Get the fuck out.
Just to let everybody know, I drove from Long Beach.
Yeah, so I didn't want to.
On Good Friday. I left at 2 and got here at 4.
I'm sorry. Now I feel bad. Do you have a show in town tonight?
So I'm driving back to Long Beach and then going to the store.
No, why? That's stupid.
Because my sets aren't until 11 o'clock, so I'm not going to hang out.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah, I didn't
Now
even think
feel
about
bad.
it. Yes, you
Goddamn.
should
Thank
feel
you for doing
bad.
this fucking podcast.
Thanks for having me on your
Wait,
Black
we're not
Panther
done.
Party
We're
show.
not done.
The funniest way that you could die.
I need to get the funniest way you think you could die.
Oh, I'll tell you how. The funniest way I can die is to not.
Okay. just
I want to live forever. I'm not fucking going to give myself a death. There's no way you're tricking me into this, Tolev. I'm not talking about my death. Because I know if I say, oh, I can like driving over 80 things like Evil Knievel, it's happening on the way home. So I'm not giving you that.
Okay, where can everyone find you?
IanBagg.com. Go to, it's Ian Bagg on everything. Ian Bagg. IANBAGG. There's a couple fakies out there. Do you have fakies?
I do have fakies.
It's
They're
interesting,
funny.
right?
I know.
Yeah.
It's odd.
Hey, I have a private Ian Bagg group on Facebook. They tried to get in, like under the
And
Ian
you're
Bagg.
like, no.
No.
Yeah, excuse me.
Yeah.
Go follow him right now. Do you have a special out? What's this? You keep putting clips from something. What is
so
that?
I have 2 on Amazon Prime. It's called Ian Bagg Getting to Fucking Know You. The first one that was on Showtime
that all
years
crowd
ago.
work?
Mostly, and then Conversations, which is almost all crowd work as well.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Forgot he's the crowd work king of fucking
Of
Canada
Kensington.
and America. Go follow him and everything. Keep sending in your step infection stories. Follow me on Instagram. Follow the YouTube. Watch it live. For fuck's sake.
Is this live?
YouTube. No, I don't know why I said that. I meant watch it on YouTube. Thank you and bye.
Steph infection.